My name is Rob Moir, a Canadian singer-songwriter touring the world full-time since 2013. In the autumn of 2017, I took my guitar and songs I wrote on a 10-week tour across the entire country of Switzerland. I played 52 concerts and truly immersed myself in the country in which I stood. I drank wine, rode trains, saw lakes and mountains, rode some more trains, laundered clothing. More importantly, I saw more of Switzerland than any Canadian musician before or after me will ever see. Join me on this adventure of ditching the backstage for the experience of living like a local and take a deeper dive into a place most tourists only spend 48 hours in. Situated in the heart of the mountains is majestic Meiringen. Famous for its Reichenbach Falls, it's a town with an industrial past, and since the early 17th century, it's the contested birthplace of cloud-shaped sugar balls known as meringues. I'm here meeting the current king of meringues, Steff. Since 1974, his family has been building a small empire using the recipe of his great-great-grandmother. With a staff of 33 people, it's astonishing to me that just egg whites and sugar contribute to so much of the town's livelihood. Maybe more astonishing is that it took me a few hours to put together the name Meringues was associated with the town of Meiringen.
We make rings.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay.
You gotta really push the pressure down,
yes.
yeah. Let's see him? Oh, Steff's a pro. Wow. Okay, so we got pressure. You ready?
Ready. Perfect.
After getting a crash course on how to make a meringue, I found out that Steff has a world record, and I was curious if he plans to beat his record.
Also, Weltrekord ist, wir haben die grösste Meringue von der Welt gemacht. Das heisst, das ist die grösste Meringue, die essbar ist. Da kommt natürlich das ganze Guinness-Buch von den Rekorden und alles proben und alles, was alles in der Ordnung ist und gibt es okay. Und noch die größere Meringue zu machen, habe ich eigentlich nicht im Sinn im Moment. Warum sollte ich? Es ist die größte und die beste.
Steff also told me why Meiringen is the contested birthplace of this delicacy. You see, the big disagreement is that somewhat to do with the fact that when these hardened cream puffs first started showing up, Switzerland was a poor country. The farmers who lived here couldn't afford the amounts of sugar needed to invest in such experimental baking. So it stays a mystery where this world-famous dessert came from, although the French are pushing to take credit. Pleasure to meet you, my friend. Thank you for today, all right? Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye. A massive draw to the town is that it's a big part of the Sherlock Holmes tale. Arthur Conan Doyle, who of course is the architect of the most beloved detective characters of all time, he had spent some time here in his youth. In fact, Meiringen is the famous setting for the final showdown in the tale. The story goes that Holmes and Professor Moriarty battle along the Reichenbach Falls, where they both fall to their death. Think about how you would want to look around in all these dimensions, but that is something that's really, really great, honestly. That's so cool. Wow.
If you would go around, you may not touch anything. Yes.
Oh, I'm allowed to go in? I'm allowed to go in?
Maybe.
Come in.
Yeah, this is really, really cool.
These books are
Kind of fake.
Yes.
Yeah, I imagine so, yeah. Yeah, wow.
Maybe Holmes has touched them.
While spending time at the Sherlock Holmes Museum, it occurred to me that maybe there was a connection. What if Professor Moriarty was actually Steff from the meringue factory? It was him battling Holmes to keep the myth alive that meringues are from Switzerland. A new mystery was born. Don't worry, Sherlock. I'm gonna finish solving this mystery. After a full day exploring meringues and solving mysteries, I still had an evening concert on the agenda at the coolest nightlife spot, appropriately named the Sherlock Lounge. What if I don't know what
I'm saying? What if there's no words, just vibration? Would that be alright? What if this feeling was now fleeting? What if I'm nowhere and it's nothing? Could that be alright?
From Meiringen, a 3-hour drive or 4-hour train trip across the country will take you to a completely different part of the mountains of Switzerland. The canton of Graubünden, which is of course home to Switzerland's 4th language, Romansh, and it contains one of the smallest groups of language speakers modern Europe might still have. The city of Chur is as romantic as the language its walls protect. It has the ability to have you up the gondola skiing in the slopes on the mountain to walking the winding streets of the old town, all within about 20 minutes.
That be alright? That be alright? That be alright?
While German, French, and Italian are spoken by tens of millions, the language of Romansh only claims 60,000 speakers, or less than 1% of the population of Switzerland, and I wanted to find out from a local how it was doing. Flavia grew up in a very small village in the heart of the Romansh part. She was very helpful in telling me about this rare 4th language, and even taught me some words to speak of my own. Are you from originally the Romansh area, or is okay?
Yeah.
What's the town you're from? What's it called?
It's called Morissen.
Okay.
So it's not a town. It's a
Like
very small village.
a road with a farmhouse. Yeah.
So there live about 240 people.
Wow. Okay. What is the percentage of it that is speaking Romansh, and like where are these towns, and like how many people sort of know these languages?
Also, noi siamo circa 60.000 persone che ci in quel lungaggio, che è piuttosto inofficiale, forse era di più che 60.000. Già questi differenti idiomi, in Svezia è proprio biars plica cioncenai.
Could you describe like a little bit? Each village had its own version of the languages, or they differed a little bit. Like how would you describe kind of like the variances of all of them?
C'è che noi dobbiamo seguire questi ufficiali idiomi differenti, plus il lungaggio di scartire che viene creato, il romansch grigiun, e il mince vallada, also schieni de vitch tier vitch che questa differenziesce, also minci nasce dialecto, minci nasce acne pronuncia.
For the younger generations, are they embracing the language? Are they proud of the language? How would you describe in your opinion, like their relationship with this?
Io credo che fetch biars ein fetch los si lungac romansch et eine conscienza che in sto scha viver quel lungac vina von per quel va scho che perder quei fan je sempre esempio giuturic ni habitation se nu autor che chonchen tutina un insieme romansch den proven de scha viver quei lungac.
Flavia, thank you so much for chatting with me today. It's so nice to meet you and
Grazie.
fascinating to learn about this.
Grazie.
All right, viva!
Viva!
Here I met Fiona Kevin, who is not only a true, talented singer-songwriter for anyone's ears, but she is rare in the fact that she also sings some songs in Romansh. I asked her if I could collaborate on one of her songs, and it was quite surreal to sing with her a little in Romansh.
his enemy tonight's the night, the day in my mind.
It's beautiful feeling.
Back in Chur, it happened to be my birthday, and I celebrated it with a wonderful time playing the great tattoo shop of Old Century Tattoo.
Moir. I come from Toronto, Canada. It's a pleasure to be in Chur. Maybe I'll play 5-6 songs, and if you guys are cool to listen, I'm gonna sing and play with everything in my heart for you guys tonight. Is that cool? Yeah! Also, it's my birthday, so be nice.
I go out, and I'll go where no one finds me. To the place I know lights won't shine on me. To the wilderness I know, to the wilderness I know. Gets dark, so dark I can't see myself. Lying down on cobblestones and spider webs, the wilderness I know.
There is something really beautiful about the Romansh part of Switzerland. It's one of the last parts of the country that seems like little has changed. The train still goes through, the winter can still bring piles upon piles of snow, and throughout these valleys, this culture continues, and that warms my heart, and I hope nothing changes with it.